What's up YouTube? Welcome back, my name's Tony. Today we're going to take a look at a plugin that I picked up recently. It's a new Transient Designer plugin that's impressed me ever since the first time I used it. The Transient Plus plugin by Assault. A quick look over the plugin here. You've got the attack knob, a 2x button to double the value of your attack knob, a sustain knob, and a 2x button to double the value of that knob. We've got a clip button here which adds a hard ceiling to your transient sound. The cool thing about that button is that hard ceiling comes after the output knob. So you can push the output knob into the clipper to give it an over-exaggerated clipping sound. There's a slow button, which isn't mentioned on the Assault website. The best I can tell, it adds a very slightly slower attack to your transient plugin, a bypass switch so that you can easily A/B your before and after sound, and a mix knob, which controls the blend between your dry and processed sound, allowing you to use this plugin within itself as a parallel transient processing plugin. And then of course your standard output knob, which as I mentioned before, you can push into the clip button for an over-exaggerated clipping sound. Aside from the user interface being a little bit dark, I really like the way it's laid out. It's really straightforward, and it kind of looks like it's been styled after a 1073. I'm not sure why, because a 1073 has nothing to do with transient processing, but they are cool, so we'll give that to Assault. So let's get to a few audio examples. I've pulled up a demo that I'm working on. The drums are just Superior Drummer. I'm going to solo out the snare channel and show you a few examples of this Transient Plus plugin. So here's just the raw snare sound. Now I'm going to start adjusting the attack setting. The sustain setting is a very useful feature of transient designers because you can bring up the resonance and the sustain of your drum sound without having to squash the transient with compression. Or if you find that your drum has too much of that sustain on there already, you can cut it. I'll give you a quick example of that clip button, but I'm going to bring the volume down on my snare channel so I don't clip the channel. Alright, let's try pushing this output to really give it an exaggerated clipping sound. I always love plugins that have a mix knob on them. It makes it really easy to parallel process your sound source. So with a plugin like this, what I would probably do is over-exaggerate the attack and sustain function, and then mess with the mix knob until it seems right. So there we have a way over-exaggerated signal. But if we bring it back down to 0 and fade it in, so there you go, it's a pretty useful and powerful tool for your drum processing. But it doesn't stop there. You can do some pretty interesting stuff with a transient plugin on a guitar track, for example. In this example, we've got a guitar part playing some long held out chords. By boosting the sustain setting, you can help the tail end of those notes stay loud and present without having to squash the beginning of your note with a compressor. Okay, here it is without. And with. This transient shaper is also great on a faster, more pedaling guitar part. You can use the attack knob to really help that pick sound come through. So here's a pedaling guitar part without the transient processor on there. Now let's make that a little more aggressive. Without. With. So there you have it, Transient Plus plugin by Audio Assault. My summary of this plugin is a really big thumbs up. If you don't already have a transient designing plugin in your arsenal, I would highly recommend this one. If you've liked what you've heard out of this plugin, I'll leave the link in the description to Audio Assault's website. You can go pick it up for yourself. One of the great things about this plugin is that it only costs you 10 bucks. Well, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you like what you've seen and would like to see more content like this one, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a bunch of comments down below to let me know what you think of this plugin. Thanks again for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.